In the previous lecture, we started to implement interfaces, and this directly leads us to a new concept, the polymorphism. Polymorphism in Java is a core concept in object-oriented programming that allows objects to be treated as instances of their parent class rather than their actual class. This enables a single interface to represent different underlying forms, I would say data types. In other words, with only one method with the same name implemented in different classes, when we will call this method in instance of objects, it will not have the same behavior because as you saw with interfaces, we can change the body of the method. We keep the same signature, but not the method does exactly. So if I have an instance of an object with this method, I can change what the method will do, but it has the same name. So to really summarize, polymorphism is the fact that a method has the same name, you're calling it, but it depends in which object you are, in which instance of which object, and it will not do the same thing. Let's jump into it. I'm doing a class animal. Inside it, I have an animal sound method with nothing to return, it's a void, and no parameters. It does an output saying the animal makes a sound. I'm having also a bird class that extends animal. Inside it, the same name of the method animal sound. Returns nothing and also no parameters at all. So it has the same signature. But this time the output will be the bird says PP, right? And a third method called tiger. Tiger extends animal. Also a method called animal sound with void and no parameters. This time the method will do an output saying the tiger says meow. And one more method with a different signature. It has the same name, void return, but in this case, so no return, sorry, a void. And in this case, it has a parameter with an int. And it says, the tiger says meow loudly. Let's see what happens on the main method. By the way, this is a new project, as you can see, and I called it My Animals. I'm doing an instance of an object of type animal. So nothing new here, animal, my animal equal new animal. So basically, I'm having only this method available in this instance of object. I'm doing an instance of an object of type bird. My bird equal new bird. As you remember, bird is a child of animal because it extends animal. Same thing for tiger. Tiger, my tiger equal my new tiger, sorry. So tiger also extends animal. Let's start playing with the polymorphism. I'm calling on my object of my instance of object of type my animal, sorry, of type animal, the method animal sound. So if I'm doing control click on it, IntelliJ will lead me directly to the class animal and the method animal sound. So it makes sense to see in the console the animal makes a sound. If I run my program, the animal makes a sound. Makes sense because things are pretty simple here. I'm doing an instance of an object of type animal. It has only one method. I'm calling it, nothing new. This time I'm calling the child bird that extends animal. In this case, I'm calling the method animal sound again. If I do a control click on my animal sound method, IntelliJ will of course lead me directly to the class bird. And as you can see, I'm calling in this case this method, so the output will be this output, right? So we will have the bird says PP. By the way, if I remove this method completely and I'm jumping to the main method one more time and I'm running my program, let's see what happens. We are in an instance of an object of type myBird. We are calling animal sound. As you remember, myBird extends animal. So when I'm calling animal sound, this time, look, control click on it, I'm on animal class. I'm on the superclass. All right. This means if you have a method on a child that has exactly the same name on the superclass, by default, when you will going to use the method, you will use the child method. All right. If you don't have it anymore, of course, you will call the superclass method. My tiger dot animal sound. So in this case, nothing much new. I'm calling the method of a child that extends animal. And in this case, it says the tiger says meow. So as you can see for now, we are calling every time animal sound, animal sound, animal sound, but depending on which instance of object I'm not having the same source code executed. I'm not having the same bodies. In this case, I'm having this body. In this case, I'm having this body. And in this one, this one. All right? So we are in the middle of the polymorphism. Also, on my object tiger, as you remember, we got two signatures. We got animal sound method also with a parameter which is an int. So when I'm calling this, no problem, because the compiler knows this is not the same method. This has not the same signature, all right? This one has no parameters, and this one has parameters. So directly, I know I'm calling this method. So to summarize what we did now, what we saw, we have, I would say, three situation in which we can face polymorphism. The first one was with interfaces with overrides. When you implement an interface, you will have to override the method. So you will have to give a body to the method. The second one is compile time polymorphism, I would say. So this is the method overloading. This is what we are doing here with two signatures. Same name, but not the same signature, so not the same behavior, of course. And the third one is the runtime polymorphism. So this is method overriding also when we are doing this, right? This. But I would say this is, sorry, this is the same thing that we did with interfaces. It's overriding, right? So I would say there are two cases, the overriding and the overloading. All right. So I hope this is clear. To summarize, polymorphism is the fact that we use a method with the same name, but depending on the implementation, it will not do the same thing. I hope this is clear, and I will catch you in the next lecture.